thinking about like family things today and everything, and like we don't have a babysitter or any help today. And like how are, I know you guys have a lot of really great help around you, but how do you guys balance it all if you ever don't have help with Zavi and your businesses and working full time?
Yeah, this one is.
Zavi, you're perfect.
Yeah, we've been really lucky. We have Ani, our nanny. She's been with us since Zavi was 2 months old, and she's here Monday to Friday. It's supposed to be 8 to 6. She usually comes at like 7:30. She often stays till like 6:15, 6:30, and she's been really reliable. Like, and that's been key, especially with my work schedule just being different every week. You know. And
you want to show the world your elevator?
Oh, you want to show the elevator?
Yeah.
Let's see the elevator.
Yes, there's an elevator in the subway. Ooh,
wow, Zavi!
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, there we go.
And the elevator goes up and down, huh?
Yeah. So we end up, but yeah, we've been actually pretty good, but we haven't had a lot of time that it's just us.
I mean, Cedric is kind of the default.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Zavi, we have a very important question for the audience. Zavi, who is your primary parent? Is it Mama? Dada. Dada is the primary parent.
That's so not fair.
That is not fair. It is not fair.
Yeah.
Cedric,
that's
the pettiest thing I ever seen you do.
Gallivanting around. Like, I'm literally
I'd work
in the pediatric ER taking care of sick children.
Yeah. Hey. And then Zavi, we know that you're very cute. Do you get your cuteness from Mama or Dada? You get it from Auntie Salisha? Why are you so cute? Is it because of Mama or Dada?
Usually if we're on camera, he says Mama. And if we're not on camera, he says Dada.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's the funniest thing.
He's so smart. If it makes you feel any better, Becca, when Cedric asked, like, who's your primary parent? This morning, this is good news. This is good news. This is really good news. But Ajax said Dada today for the first time.
Which is actually more commonly the first word than Mama, just so you know.
Is it really?
Yeah. So Dada, it's an easier sound to make, but also there's a lot of thought that babies for the first like many months, if not like year of life, they think that you are part of them. Like they don't think of Mama as something distinct, as like a separate being. They think that you're like the same unit. And so they recognize Dada as like a distinct being and say Dada first. Like a lot of babies say Dada first. Zavi didn't say Mama. Like he said Dada. He had like 2 or 3 other words. Like he would recognize the cats and say like Ka, which like that was cat. He was saying like good to go before he said Mama. Like it took
good to go. No,
good to go. Good to go. Good to go. Good to go.
No.
Like because apparently I say that a lot. I didn't realize I said it that much until that was literally like his second word. Good to go.
We're good to go.
So
good to go.
Yeah.
But that's really sweet that Ajax said Dada.
It was so sweet. Like yesterday he was saying like da 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 da, and we were like, is this it? But then this morning I spent all morning with him, and then when Andrew woke up, I said, who's that? And he said, Dada.
Aww.
Like he just, actually like said it for real. I'm like, oh, it's happening. And then I have another question for you, and this is like a real thing that I'm like trying to figure out right now. Like, so when you do have help, how do you balance, okay, I'm working for a long stretch when my child is not with me? Like, how do you balance that? Like, do you feel anything? And I feel like so much, like I feel guilty.
Yeah. I think it's probably different for the two of us because when I'm working, I'm physically gone. I'm physically in a different location. And it was really hard when I first went back to work. But then, I kind of settled in and it's I don't actually feel really guilty that I'm like, I would love to be with him. I know he's in good hands. I know he's either with Ani or he's with Cedric. And like, I know that Cedric having like one-on-one time with Zavi is so good for both of them. I do sometimes feel guilty that like Cedric, this comes up in our couples therapy a lot. I feel guilty that like the vast majority of the time Zavi is in Ani's care, Cedric's care, or like both of our care. Like it's pretty unusual for me to have him alone. And when it's the two of us, I try to kind of do more, but like Cedric's still there. Like, you know, if I need him to help with something, he's there. Whereas like when Cedric has Zavi, like I'm physically in another place. And so, but like I had to prepare for a teaching conference this week. I had to be ready for like Wednesday morning and I wasn't ready at all. And so Tuesday was a busy day. And like we had Zavi's 3-year-old checkup and we got home and I basically had like an hour and a half window before Ani was going to leave. And I knew if I was like trying to work on it at home that like Zavi would be like, read me a book, like let's go play. And so I just had to go up to like our 18th floor lounge in our building.
Yeah.
Just so I could focus. And I felt guilty about that. Like, because Zavi was like crying when I left the elevator and like, yeah. So that was hard.
I'm like, how are we? Like, we're over here trying to build empires, okay? Like, we're over here on our grind in these streets. And like, y'all got real jobs. I'm over here an entrepreneur. Like, we're doing all these things. And you are also entrepreneurs as well. And I'm just like, how can we pour in? Like, how can you lock in? And you said something like, sometimes you just have to physically just like leave the space. Because I'm like, if I can hear him in distress,
yeah,
I can't focus on anything else.
I think also Zavi, like some of my coworkers had babies around the same time as me, and several of them, like when their children started to understand that when they were wearing scrubs, they were like going to be gone for a while. Like the kids would start crying the minute they saw their mom in the scrubs, and like or as they were leaving, they would cry. It's like every single shift was like trauma. Zavi never cared. Like
well, it's because you wear the same thing going to work pretty much. You don't really have a work uniform.
It's scrubs. I don't wear scrubs when I'm not working.
No, you wear scrubs, but you don't have your scrub top.
No, I know, but like even when I left, when I was like, "Hey, I'm going to work," he wouldn't like cry. He'd be like, "Peace out, mom."
High five, fist bump.
Yeah, like so I think that also helped, like made it easier for me. He didn't seem distressed that I was going to work. Like
if he's like independent too.
Bye.
Like that, yeah, that's just like his personality. It's the same thing with babysitters. Like we have a babysitting service. I don't know, have we told you about this, Salisha? It's called Broadway Babysitters, and all the sitters are like in theater. Like somehow connected.
I just got on. I don't know if I've been approved yet. So I'm like, can I get up in that? Because the next time I come to New York, like I'm like depending on one girl who is always busy. I'm like, I need options who
so they've been great. So whenever we go to like an evening Broadway show and we get a sitter, it's usually a different person. So it's like a complete stranger. But like other than a few times, he's always been like, you know, we like orient them and we make sure we're there for them to like kind of start playing together and everything. But then when we leave, he's just like, bye-bye.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's
I have a new person. I like this person.
Yeah.
There's I think there's only like 1 or 2 times where he was like,
where he was crying.
And then we got the message like by the time we got to the theater that he had settled down.
He was fine. Yeah.
That to me is the dream.
Yeah. Cedric has to work from home every day and Zavi's around. So I think the original question of like, how do you do it? But Cedric's also very good at just like
it's like I'm in computer land, but the nanny's taking care of him. Yeah. And then on weekends, like when you're working, I think we still manage. I'll bring my iPad or a computer by the playpen, or we'll take it up to 18 or whatever. And then
I love that. And when I watch Andrew, because Andrew works from home very consistently. Like I work from home, but also like I'm on stage. I will do other things. Watching Ajax with Andrew, I'm like, what? How come Ajax lets you work? He'll be like on his lap and Andrew will be like, I'm like, what the heck? When he's with me, he's like, hey.
Yeah. I think they learn. I
think they learn
because again, if I were trying to prepare for that conference at home at the kitchen table, like there's no way Zavi would have been all up in my
Although Zavi knows when he wants my attention, he runs to the keyboard and just starts like.
Wait a minute.
But for the most part, Zavi will play independently when you're sitting there on like a device pretty well.
What does Zavi go? Delete.
We're just all the keys. Push all the keys. Touch the screen. Yeah. It's like I have on my phone an iPad. There's the ability to control the lights, so it's like I let him turn off the lights, drag to turn off the lights. But now he likes to like tap off and then go to a different screen and tap other things, and then he'll start playing with all the lights in the apartment. And sometimes he'll just completely go into a different app. So it's that can be challenging. Try to keep them like, no, we got to turn off the lights. But no, I found my whole thing now in our evening routine is I pretend to walk away, and then he'll. It's like okay, time to turn on lights. I like, go lights. It's like okay, well, high five, fist bump, hug. And I think, no, lights. And then I'll start to walk away. And I'll be like, high five. So he goes back to that other position. And then we can continue on. And then he does he now has his one song request, which inevitably is the one true song, also known as the ABCs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, what's
because
the one
the ABC song? And then it's like, what other songs do you want? And he's like, one more song. And I'll be like, what song? And he'll be like, Twinkle, Twinkle. I'm like, okay, it's the
same song.
It's become the one true song. It's the one true song.
Okay, I guess Twinkle, Twinkle.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is awesome. Yeah, I'm so glad I got to see you guys the other day. And I mean, I guess it was a few weeks ago now, but it just watching you guys as parents since becoming parents is different than watching you guys as parents before becoming parents.
Yeah.
Yes. For sure. There's like, you don't know, observing someone as a parent is nothing like the actual experience.
It's very different. Yeah. It's very different.
Like, so you saw me just like running around after him at the playground, like you try to have an adult conversation with someone and it's like, you get like a couple sentences in and then they're off.
So hard. It is so hard. I'm like, and I'm used to locking in. Like when I'm one-on-one, the world melts away and I can just lock in with the person. And when Ajax is with me, I'm like, I'm trying to lock in with you, but like if I don't give him my eyeballs right now, he's about to have a fit and I need to like make sure he's okay.
Yeah. Wait till he's more mobile.
Yeah, because right now you're still at the age that like you put him in a circle and he stays in the circle.
Well, he's crawling and he's crawling. Like he wants to be on his feet. So that's new.
Wait, how many months is he?
He's 7.5.
He's crawling already?
Oh, fast, Becca. He's fast.
Crawling's like a 9-month thing.
Yeah.
Oh, he can get across the room quick.
Wow.
And he can walk. Like if he holds on a finger, he can walk.
Oh wow.
That's pretty advanced.
I haven't been reading up on, I read up on a lot of things when I was pregnant. So I was like, okay, this is what should be happening. This is what's next. I have not been doing any research post that. So I'm like, I don't know how to feed him. I don't know how to do this. I don't know what to do with sippy cup. Like I'm so scared. And I don't know why I refuse to look it up. But so I don't know what the markers are supposed to be. I just know.
I mean, to be fair, crawling is like a weird one because not every kid crawls. So like some kids just, they go from like scooching to like cruising. In general, crawling is like a 9-month thing. And walking with support and cruising is like, 10, 11 months. Walking is
cruising
cruising is where you like hold on to something. Yeah, like hold on to the edge of the couch or something. And then walking is anywhere from like 9 or 10 months to like 18 months. It's like a really broad range. But I think crawling at 7.5 months is pretty, especially if he's been doing it and he's doing it fast. That seems pretty advanced to me.
He's been crawling for a little while.
Okay.
I mean, well, I say crawling. He can get across the room really quickly, but it's more of an army crawl.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zavi did
this. Get his stomach up. He's just lazy. I've watched him do it. He's like, nah.
No.
It's like my nephew. My nephew is like still working on walking, and he'll like stand, but then I think he realizes he can crawl faster. So he's like, why would I try to walk somewhere if I can just like get down and crawl? Like it's easier.
And they don't even have a cat or a dog. Yeah. Because I was saying, if the animal's like, oh, the animal has 4 limbs, so I should use 4 limbs. Yeah.
Except for
when I get on 4 limbs.
No, Zavi had 3. Zavi was like
Zavi did like a foot-knee combo.
He lit on a Zavi crawl, but just kind of like a zombie crawl.
Yeah.
Like he would pull arm and he was like one leg dominant.
Yeah.
I love that. I love you guys. I feel like we should talk about a few updates for Bézier.
Yep.
So I have on my pair right now, and I have to say, I really liked the last pair, but this pair is like night and day. I didn't realize.
It should be. Yeah.
I have too many pairs. I can't keep them straight anymore.
Yay.
Look good.
Yay.
They look great. This like heart butt thing, is the peak of the heart at the top of your like gluteal cleft, or is it sitting too low on you?
It's low on me. If I pull it up, I might be able to get it up there, but really, so here's the top of my butt.
Yeah.
here is the top of the heart, the center of the heart. So here's
on Diana, it hits correctly.
Well, and also I'm wearing mine too, and mine hits at the top, like it hits in the right spot. So we got to figure out, yeah. So we got to figure out like why people with bigger booties, it's sitting too low.
Yeah, pronounced posteriors, I think is what we're going.
Pronounced posteriors.
Pronounced posteriors. Yeah.
And then also, I know that you probably can't see with the lighting, but I'll try to point it out with my fingers. So here is the top of the heart butt. Hold on.
Yeah.
Here's the top of the heart butt. My butt's up here. This is where the line of the heart goes.
Yeah.
It's like this. But my underwear is up here. So it just feels, it's not like bad. Like, it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm not wearing these pants. But I would love for it to like not be under my underwear.
Yeah, I think we have to extend further back somehow. I'll have to take a look at that. Because like it's not a vertical issue, I think, as much as that it's not going back far enough. I have to double check the images and what the meshes look like. But my current instinct is that it's the posterior.
Yeah, and here's the thing. So I wouldn't know this unless I was in a dressing room for years and years and years. I have seen so many naked women, like so many. I have seen so many naked women. And one thing that I have clocked is that sometimes, a lot of times, women wear their underwear differently. Okay. This is I've never like said this observation out loud. I've never even realized that I had this observation until this moment. But there are some girls who just throw on their drawers. And then there are other girls who are like, and they like put them up so high. And so everyone is a little bit different, like where they like that. I'm not one of those girls that like I don't wear my underwear really high, but I still want it to cover where my butt would be. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I think my point is it might be different. Like, how are we going to account for people having different tastes in where they like that line?
Right.
Yeah. And the thing is that the line goes vertically, but if you're flatter butted versus like rounder, there's more to get around. And so it's a longer distance. And so like the way the seam is designed just might need to go back more, not up more, in order to be up more.
Okay.
That's the one thing I have to double check to see what's going on.
Well, but I think as far as the underwear question, I think people do wear their underwear different like levels a lot. But, so I don't think the goal is to make sure that the seam is above the underwear line, even for people who wear their underwear really high. I think the goal should be more to make sure that the dip of the heart is in the right spot in their anatomy.
Yeah. What Diana pointed out is that if you move the seam too high, then the rear rise seam looks very high, and then you end up with the thing they refer to as like long butt.
But when you say high, do you mean like having this dip above the cleft?
Yeah, if it goes too far, but if it goes above the cleft, that also looks
I think
weird.
the goal is to make that.
To find the cleft.
Yeah. But what about the heart part? What about that part? Because if it's too low and it cuts, I don't know if that's the vibe either for people with bigger butts. Or what did you say?
You can kind of go here, and then you can kind of raise like the McDonald's double arch. Like you can double arch high. Yeah,
the McDonald's.
Yeah, the McDonald's butt. McButt.
There's probably a trademark issue there.
Fine, double Whopper. We'll go with the double Whopper. We'll switch. We'll switch to Booty Queen.
The booty. I like the McButt and the Booty Queen. But from what I've clocked, though, most of my friends, I have a lot of Black women friends, and they all have pronounced posteriors.
Yeah.
But all of my friends with no ass, they have no complaints. None. Not any. I'm like sometimes I'm like trying to make sure people give me accurate feedback. I'm like, I want the honest truth, and I will like even give them clues as to what they can tell me so that they'll like give me the truth. I'm like, if you are pulling it up even a little bit, I want to hear about it. If it's slipping down, I want to know about it. But my like skinny friends are like, best pair of pants, love them. It fits, no gap.
Yeah.
So that is like, at least there is one, like there's one demographic that is like, this works. But if we can make it to where those same people that they fit perfectly once they start moving and dancing, it'll move. Because like there are different pants for different things. Some people are like, these are my running pants, these are my yoga pants. So I don't know if we're asking for like literally the world here, like a pair of pants that we can do everything in.
Yeah, I think for the dancer question, and I don't know how much what I'm proposing negatively affects flatter, but I can make the thighs like less tight. And so for the most part, it comes back to Hooke's law. Like the stretch, the more you stretch, it's like initially it's like proportional to the amount of stretch is like the amount of like force or strain. And then at a certain point, like you can't stretch it anymore. And then that changes and then it just like goes up, we'll say exponentially. The tension goes up exponentially after a certain point. So you kind of get like this nice like linear, and then it just like goes up from there. And so I think what's happening is that like for dancers or anyone who's doing like really dynamic movements, if you're in like whether it's a deep squat, deep plie to just throwing a high kick, you just hit like that strain point where like it just becomes really tight and there's nothing left to give. And so what happens then is that because the thighs are tighter than like the hips, it's going to like it hits like that tight point and it just like pulls the garment down towards your knees. And then once the leg comes back down, and there's a slack, but because there's slack, it's easier to fall than it is to rise. So everything kind of just starts falling from there. So my current theory is that if I lighten up the leg tension a little bit, we don't get to that like exponential point.
Yeah, you said that in text, like if I make the thighs a little bit looser, I say this is you saying this.
Yeah.
If you were to make the thighs a little bit looser and the waist a little bit tighter, that sounds pretty good. One of my friends who's like she's a trainer.
Yeah.
She's a trainer now. She wasn't when I met her. She's a trainer now. She said they're squat proof. She had to pull them up towards the end of the day. She said she wore them for a full day of training, but they were squat proof. The legs were good. She just, towards the end of the day, she had to pull them up.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I think that also deals with like over the course of a day, most knit fabrics or knit stretch fabrics lose tension. And so it's like when you first like get them out of the wash, like everything's tighter, but then they stretch out over the course of a day. So if you also start out a little bit looser to begin with, they won't hopefully stretch out as much.
Yeah. To be fair, the goal is to have a pant that you can do anything in. That's always been the goal. I don't know that people need to like never, ever, ever have to pull them up. I don't want people pulling them up to the point that it's like distracting or like annoying. Like most of my leggings that I've had for a long time, like I might have to pull them up once or twice over the course of the day that I'm wearing them. That's fine. But if you're pulling them up every like 15
couple minutes or it just feels like they're just going to fall down.
Like I don't know if like zero ever pulling up is like or possible, but like I think as
it should just suck less than it should just suck less than the competition. That's my that's my benchmark, is that we don't need them to be perfect. We just need them to be the least worst.
Yeah, like early on when like some of the really, really early on pairs, when I would wear them to work out, I was literally just like kept pulling them up, and like that obviously is not great. The ones I'm wearing now, I haven't pulled them up since I put them on.
Yeah.
But if I have to pull them up like once in a few hours, like that's fine.
It's not a big deal. Okay, yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think still hearing about it is fine, but I don't know if like never having to touch them ever is possible.
Yeah, the most interesting change I'm trying to incorporate is the fat whore muffin top feedback. Yeah, I had to have Salisha translate what it means to feel, for leggings to make you feel like a fat whore.
I hate that feeling. If something makes me feel like a fat whore, if I'm in the dressing room, obviously we're never going to be in a dressing room with these pants because they're made to order. They're made custom. Yeah. But like if I'm in a dressing room and something makes me feel like a fat whore, I don't even finish trying to put it on. Yeah. I'm like, no.
I literally have a pair of Spanx leggings that are like the ultra compression ones that I tried wearing them once, and getting them on was such an ordeal and so like shaming. I've not
shaming.
Like, yeah, I was like, I don't need my leggings to be judging me. Like,
but I had to get Salisha to define what that meant, and I because I was thinking, it's like, oh, maybe it's when the thighs are too tight and you have to like really struggle to get them on. But I didn't also realize that if the hips are too tight and you can't get them over your butt, for one, or two, you muffin top.
Yeah,
the muffin top. So that's my other thing, is that I'm 90% sure I can make the leggings so that they hug at the upper half of your hip, but they're not like muffin topped at your waist.
Okay.
So there's not as much. So most of the retention force to keep them up will be at upper hip level, and then it's just like it's a little bit gentler at the waist. It also means that they won't roll down.
Well, yeah. So you want it to feel supported in the waistband, but yeah, we did also learn that if it was too tight at the waist, they rolled.
Yeah. So what you can do with the waistband is you can make the waistband like hug at the waist or in the upper waist, but not hug so much at the very top. If the very top tapers too much, then anytime you bend over, it'll just start rolling down.
I'm gonna say something, and it's just, I know that the standard right now is what you just said, Becca. Like, if you have to pull your pants up a little bit, it's like it's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. That is the standard. I feel the same way. All my leggings are like that. But what if you guys like solved it? What if what if this is the pant that actually we don't have to pick them up? I love Lululemon, but I'm always picking up those pants. I'm always picking them up. And I've had other friends who've said the same thing. And so that feels, because it's Lulu, it's like the standard. Like if I have to pick them up on Lulu, the waistband up, I'm gonna have to do that for every pant. But what if this is the pant that we don't?
Well, there's a good chance we can do that. And Lulu has a challenge that like they have a fixed ratio between waist to hip to thigh. You have a model and then like a Matryoshka stacking doll, Russian doll, you either like expand everything or you shrink everything, but it's all the same doll.
Yeah, it's all the same shape.
It's all the same shape. And all they've really done is pinch to zoom. And like what we know, like with real people, you can have 5 different women or 10 different women. Everyone will have a different ratio of waist to hip, and then let alone waist to hip to thigh. And so with any of the brands, major brands, when you size up, like in order to fit your waist, then you might end up with like saggy crotch. And then it's like, oh, I really wanted to shape my thighs, then you're going to have a really tight waist that's just going to roll down and muffin. So it's like you can't, in order to, like, this is where the custom comes in. Like, I think we have a good chance that we can fit everyone. And then I think the one primary challenge is, I think there are model biases. It's not necessarily that the model's only made for like white women, but I did see that some ethnicities with pronounced posteriors are underrepresented in the sample, just because so now I have to do is try to rebalance, see if I can rebalance that in post. We'll fix it in post.
We'll fix it in I mean, I love that. I think one of the things about representation when it comes to, I was not expecting to go here, but when it comes to a rehearsal room or an audition room, if there are people of color behind the table, there is an automatic, there will be diversity, kind of like, it's just an automatic. And if somebody is doing a person of color's hair, it's automatically like there's a 99.99999% chance that they can do white people's hair. If they can do Black people's hair, they can do everybody's hair.
Yeah.
And so what I'm trying to say in so many different ways is, if you can make this pair of pants for that underrepresented community, it will work for everybody.
Yeah, it's almost a cue. It's like, do these leggings feel like they were made for a white girl? And I'm sure all of your friends will know what that means.
Yeah. But the good news is the white girls are covered.
Yeah.
It's going to fit them. It's going to work. It's going to fit.
Yeah.
But if you can, there's a whole other community of people who are moving their bodies, and that would be really it's just really exciting possibility for it to, There was one other thing that I wanted to cover. the pictures versus the videos?
Yes.
So when I was I took new photos and I also did a video test. And at the end of the day, when everything was all set up, and if I was going super fast and was super efficient, it took me 10 seconds to do 2 pictures, and then it took me 9 seconds to do a video. With that said, that was my final round of doing everything.
Practicing.
When I first was setting everything up, when I took the photos, I took a front side, then I took the side. Then I was like, oh my gosh, there's all this stuff in the background. So then I did it again. But then I was like, ooh, I look good. Let me do the other side. Oh, let me do the back. Oh, let me fix my hair. Okay, let me try again. And then I would do it again. And then when I went to do the video, it was none of that. I just was like, bloop, bloop. And I was all in. And I found myself being less pretentious about the whole thing.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I think there's something about that frozen in time. Like that you just want to get that right.
Well, like also when you're doing a video, pushing start and then you're like backing up, like that's not the pose. You don't care. Like it's already kind of messy. And as long as you can get like the stills you need, it's less like, okay, I have to have this perfect front photo and this perfect side photo. Does the background matter? No. So the video can have clutter in the background.
Yeah, I mean, as you saw, like as you saw on that dev site that I gave you.
I didn't have access
to. You still need to be given access to the dashboard. When we had that, it just shows like the outline of your mesh. It doesn't show. It finds you. It doesn't care about the background.
Because way back when we were using the third party, having people submit photos, like if you had a chair in the background,
sometimes it would blend the chair like into your silhouette.
Or like another animal, like, and so pretty much people find a door to stand in front of, or else it got like really confused. So that's actually great to know that like that the video can just find this human form and do the
and then the other thing that we get with video is at 25 or 30 frames per second, depending on how it's shooting. That means that if out of the 9 seconds, let's say the first 3 seconds is you walking away from the camera and doing your little turn, and then the last 3 seconds is walking back to camera and stopping it, I can trim that. And so, but I have 3 seconds, and so that's 72 to 90 photos, that images that I can just pick and choose from, or I just blend. That's the other thing that we can do, is we could just blend all the numbers from the 90.
I like that.
90 frames. So we actually get like 90 frames of data. It's not just like, oh, this is the one outlier.
Yeah, I would be really interested to see like what people have to say when we try out like the video. I think there's a reason why like Instagram has like moved more towards video, why TikTok is so video forward. It's like there's a reason there. Somebody has already cracked this code that like video is like the thing. So I'm interested to see. Most people though, like there are people who are like, oh, when I had it all set up, it was really easy to capture the photos. I was very surprised that one of my friends was like, I wasn't able to get the picture of myself, so I have to have my husband do it. I'm like, girl, you are a Broadway actress.
Well,
you know how to take a photo.
Well, you know how to take a photo, but I want to take the right photo. And it's there's like, I think when you're trying to take a photo, because we've been all raised with like, say cheese and you got to pose and do all that stuff if you're Asian. Yeah. By the way, they say apparently if, like the more the V fingers point to your face, the more Asian you are. I discovered that. Yeah. It's like, teenage awesome. American girl, teenage like Korean, Chinese girl.
Teenage
it's like,
American, hey.
Hey. And then, hey. Yeah. If they point to you,
Cedric.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Anyway, but Tynus, I think there's something about like when you don't have to pose. And I think that we just assume like on video, it's like it's a candid. And I think this is something worth like trying to check out with a couple friends, like a couple of the stragglers. If you like, you say, here's my video, send me something like this, and see if they just send that to you, and then you send it to me, and we can process and go from there.
Okay.
Because I think the simple flow, this is like the concierge Bézier, the Bézier concierge flow to start, is like you get someone to send you a photo, then they send that to me, I create the account, and I just send them back the final like Shopify checkout.
Oh, I like that. So if we do that, all we would need from them is the image the video, and then their email.
Yeah, it could be the email, or I just like zip you back like this is the link that you'll follow to claim your free leggings.
I like that.
Or alternatively, if you feel comfortable with it, if they're fine, just open a three-way chat, and then I'll just send the reply going through you.
Huh?
And then if there are any questions, it's not just like everything going through you. If we're just in a three-way chat, it's like, hey,
you can just help out.
This is my friend, and then it's like, yep, this is her video. I sent her this video, or like even if you say like you open like we got the three-way chat, you send the video, and then like they respond with their video, and then I can
Yeah, okay. I like that. I think that would be fine. I think if I've ever been in a situation where I didn't want to put you in a chat with anybody, my brain is always like, how can we scale this? And I always feel like you brought me on so that there are certain things that you don't have to deal with. And so I kind of want, if I can handle it myself, I want to be able to do that without having you like in the field.
No, it's fine, because one of the mandates of the lean startup movement from like a decade ago was that you start by building things that don't scale. And then after we do a dozen or like even 100 of these, we're like, okay, this is where people struggle. This is what we can automate, and go from there. I think a lot of times when companies try to build the fully refined version as like from day one, you end up with a whole bunch of features that nobody's asked for.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Although you have been trying to think about how to scale this from like before we even had the leggings.
Yes, it's the irony of like you have to build things that don't scale, but at the same time you have to demonstrate that everything is like actually profitable at the very end. It's great that we can record this, because all I say for now is that at this point I'm not worried if we're profitable or not, like for the next like 2 years, like year or two. And I say this because there's no pressure to actually turn on the like we got to charge people and like got to make this all pop. It's like I just want to make leggings that fit and see how far we can push AI, because it's kind of like, even though this is like 70 to 80% of my time, it's still like I'm using this to explore like the frontier of what AI can do. And so like that's really where for me the ROI is. It's not like are we selling 10,000 of these things a week? It's more of can we build a few that fit now, and then if that works, then we expand it and like tackle the next like scaling problem.
I like that. I think we should end it there for this week. And yeah, like the whole AI discussion. Oh man, I'm just making sure like we can present it in a way that is just delicious instead of making people feel cautious. I've had to use the word
we're not asking for souls like at the so it's a new capability. If people, but I'll say like if people are concerned that this gets submitted into an AI and then like it's going to like take my job away from me, that's not what we're trying to do. And it's not again, this is something that no one's really approached before, so it's really it's a new problem. I think what some people call blue ocean.
The blue ocean.
It's a blue ocean problem. Yeah. And I never realized this, I think, when we started. One of the advantages that you have if you're a regular mass market company is that if somebody tries your size 8 and it doesn't fit them, they can either go to a size 6 or a size 10 and try that. We don't get that chance. Like we really have to nail it on the first try, because you can't present the leggings. And this in many ways puts up it's a higher barrier to cross. So it's a higher hurdle to clear. But I
feel like each round that you do, it's getting better and better and closer and closer. So this is kind of like that first try, this whole trial period. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for checking in this week, and I can't wait for our next updates.
Yep. All right.
And thanks for the parenting advice as well.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Have a good weekend.
All right.
Thank you. You too.